I never heard of cheesecake until I came to the United States. When my brother first came to see me, I made a cheesecake for him. He loved it, and since then, each time he came, I made a cheesecake. Here is my way of doing that famous American dessert. Butter an 8-inch round cake pan very lavishly with soft butter. Place about half a cup of fine graham cracker crumb over the base, shake and roll the pan so that the graham cracker cover both the bottom and side of the pan. Dump out any excess crumb. For the cake, place 4 packages of soft cream cheese, about 32 ounces, into the food processor. Add a cup of sugar, a good teaspoon of vanilla, the freshly grated zest of 1 lemon, and then squeeze the lemon juice into it and process it all for about 10-15 seconds. Then add 4 eggs and process some more, again 10-15 seconds until it's nice and smooth. Pour the batter into the prepared cake pan. To quickly clean the blade, pop it back into the machine and process for a second. The speed will remove any remaining batter from the knife, and now you can add it to your cake pan. Set the cake pan inside a roasting pan to create a bain-marie and have enough lukewarm water until it reaches about 2/3 of the side of the mold. Bake in 350 degrees for a good hour. The cheesecake is in the oven. When it's cooked, we'll make the sauce. From easy to elegant, this is essential Pépin. When I have guests at my house, I always end up the meal with something sweet. A little dessert satisfies everyone. I'm going to make an apricot-blueberry sauce with a bit of cognac for our cheesecake, then a flan à la vanille with a caramel-cognac sauce, bread and butter pudding, and a chocolate mousse. Now it's time for me to unmold this, and if it has been done, it has to be done hours ahead, and sometimes it's good to do it in a kind of a spring mold, but here in a normal mold, I try to unmold it this way, putting a piece of plastic wrap on top. See whether it's going to unmold. I have it here. Sometimes you have to put the pan directly on top of the stove, for like 10-15 seconds to warm up the bottom. And then doing that on top. That said, the suspense is over. And then the apricot sauce. I remember my brother Roland, when he first came to America, he never had cheesecake. I never had cheesecake either. And before I came here, he absolutely adored cheesecake. So each time he came, my wife would make a cheesecake for him. From the first day that he was here, he would have a cheesecake. And he loves blueberries, so I say we'll do a blueberry sauce with it. This is apricot jam. I'm putting some water in it, a little bit of cognac. If you don't want to put the cognac, it's fine. And to make the sauce with it, in that case here, for example, do not use like frozen blueberry. Make a mess because they will bleed right through the sauce. You need fresh blueberry or nothing at all. Okay, about that texture should be fine. And I put blueberry in it. And as you see here, my blueberry would be beautiful and won't bleed in there. But if this were a frozen blueberry, I would have a mess on my hand. Okay, and then you want to coat it on top. I love blueberry and apricot. And then you want to cut. I mean, I serve 12, 15 people with this, you know, because it's a rich cake and you don't serve such a big portion per person. So even this is a pretty large portion. So here is our cheesecake with the apricot-blueberry sauce. And now I'm going to make a flan à la vanille with a caramel bourbon sauce. And the first thing that I want to do is a caramel. So I need a good cup of sugar here. That's it, because we're going to line the mold rather with the caramel, but also make a sauce with it. So just enough water to moisten the sugar. And you want to cook this until it turns into caramel. And it will take a couple of minutes. During that time, I prepare the rest of my mixture. Now, the flan, my mother would call that a flan. In Spain, for example, it's called a flan as well. My mother-in-law from Puerto Rico would call that a flan as well, of the Spanish world, but it's a custard. You know, what we call caramel custard, or crème au caramel in French and all that, or flan is basically the same. So, with this, I have 4 eggs. For this. And again, you know, break your eggs on something flat. And we need 1 extra egg yolk, 4 eggs and 1 egg yolk. In there for a little bit of richness. That's it. About 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. About 1/4 cup, maybe even 1/3 cup of sugar. That's it. It's a very easy to do a flan. You know, this is the mixture here. And it used to be, and most recipe will tell you to boil the milk or the cream or whatever liquid you put in it. If you want to, but it's not really necessary. All it changes is your time of cooking. The point is that in all of those recipes, like doing a white sauce, you know, a bechamel, white sauce, any of that stuff, we use always to boil the milk. And the reason was that very often the milk will curdle, you know, when you used it. I mean, years and years ago. Same thing with an egg. You would have to break the eggs into a small bowl before you add it because a lot of them were bad. It's rarely the case, almost never today. So I go directly in there, and that we will put that on top of our caramel. When the caramel is done, we're doing it into that like 7-cup Pyrex, of course, and we're gonna cook that in a bain-marie. So here, my caramel is working good. At that point, I can see the side of the bubble. Side of the bubble would be to the point where it's already threading. Then it forms a ball, then a hard ball, then a soft crack, then a hard crack. Then it turns into caramel around 317 degrees. When you cook sugar, you don't stir it. It makes it crystallize very often. But by the time it reaches that temperature, which is about 310 degrees now, it reaches the level of caramel. At that point, you can shake it, do whatever you want. It passes the level of crystallization, and you can't really damage it. So we just have to wait another minute or so. And that's about fine for me now. So I will take a little bit of this to put in the bottom of my mold. It's a little light. I would like it a little darker, but it's too late now. And here it is. I spray it down to have dark caramel in the bottom. So that will harden in no time at all. With this, which continues getting darker and darker, as you can see, I will start adding a bit of water slowly because put the heat back on. The point is that if I were to let that cool off, that it become hard. So I put enough water so that when it cools off, it doesn't become hard. It doesn't become too liquid, but a thick, heavy caramel. should have about enough water or close to here. And that will become a caramel sauce that you can use for different things. And then in that case, we'll flavor it with a bit of lemon juice and bourbon. So I have it here. This will be about, I need here the caramel sauce. I would not want to put the bourbon or the lemon juice now. I would want to cool it off. I can cool it off in water like that. It will take 15, 20 minutes, or then put it in the refrigerator if you have time. Meanwhile, you can see that this is hard now, practically hard already, so we'll strain that on top in case there's little pieces of eggs, here or there. That's it. What I put in there was half and half. You can do it with milk. Some people do it totally with cream. I think that's too rich. Half and half is fine. And then that will cook in a double boiler. So you put it into a container like this, put some water around to at least half of the mold. And then it goes into the oven. 350, 400 degrees. It will take a good hours to cook. You can see that the caramel sauce, nice and thick now. And you can have it thicker or not as thick, depending on how much water you put in to start with. I'm going to flavor it with a little bit of lemon juice here. And I already put a little bourbon, but I'm going to put a little more. Can't hurt. Again, if you cook without alcohol, it's okay. You can put a dash of vanilla for that matter, or more lemon juice. And if you feel that it's too thick, you don't want to use more alcohol, you can always put a tablespoon of water. Here it is. Now I can see that the custard here has been cooked and cooled for hours, and you can see that the outside is perfect. Here is the example of another one that I can show you here. For example, you see the outside is like a sponge. It's because the water in your bain-marie, that is the water on the outside, got too hot. If it got too hot, the protein in the edge start expanding, and it forms a little bubble of air, and after it looked like a sponge around. I mean, it is not like it's the end of the world. First time my wife did one, there was sponge around, and I told her, almost got it on my head anyway, so I don't tell her anything. But it's a question of temperature of the water. If you cut into it a little bit, you can see the center is going to be nice and creamy. If it really boils too much, those bubbles go more back inside. Well, this one actually is already bubbly there, so it really boiled too much. Either the water boils, the water cannot boil around, it just has to be hot. Okay, I'm going to unmold this one here. To unmold it, get your knife as close as you can to the edge. Make sure that it doesn't go on a bias, but straight. And don't move your knife now. You move the bowl. Okay. You want to turn it upside down. Whoop. This is a very classic, dessert. When I was in France, my mother would do either her apple tart or caramel custard. And you see this one? Well, it has some bubble. And I thought we get it leaked. Now, what happened is that the juice that you have around, the caramel that I made here, is always liquid here. See if I do this? That's the way it is. And when people is serving to you and you have a thick, heavy caramel sauce like that, I've had questions, people say, how come your caramel sauce is always thick and heavy and mine is always liquid? Because what you do, you remove that one and you serve it with the other caramel sauce. But certainly this one is served on the side as well as on top. It's a thicker. Okay. And you can see that if I open this up fully inside, it will be perfect. Yep. You can see that I want to put it on the side for you to see. Whoop. Here at the edge. This is perfectly smooth and perfect. This is the flan à la vanille with caramel bourbon sauce. I'm gonna make bread and butter pudding. This is a really classic British dessert. 3, 6, about 8 strips like this of lemon. I want to do little strip of lemon to crystallize it, to put it inside. It's a nice flavoring. You don't have to, but this is a julienne, we call. You do a julienne of lime, of lemon, orange, tangerine, and all that. And sometimes we do crystallize the whole skin that I have here, or the whole peel, or then cut the peel into those tiny strips that we call julienne. Now this tends to be bitter, so you have to blanch it. And blanch it consists in putting it with water, bringing it to a boil. Whoop, I have a hot pot here. That's it. You can even see here, right at the beginning, that my water is already yellowish. And it takes the bitterness out of it. So you want to bring it to a strong boil. And during that time, I can do the mixture for the bread and butter pudding. So bread and butter pudding, I have little slice of baguette here. You put in the oven like 10 minutes or so to have them nice and dry like this. And what we do basically here, I'm going to butter those, a little bit of butter, and putting them butter side down into that baking dish. This is about 4 or 5 cups at the most. Okay. And then you cover the bottom, which is about 10 slices, 10, 12 slices at the most. I can smell even the bitterness of the lemon. So basically what you do, you drain it out. You can see that that water is already yellow. You wash it under water, a little bit even, then place it back in your pans. And now, with a little bit of sugar, with a little bit of water, and your sugar. Now you want to do not a caramel, but close to. You could do it without blanching it, but it would be a little bitter. So here, this will come to a boil. Going to boil for a few minutes. You will see the way it reduces and start getting gooey by the time it's ready. Meanwhile, on top of your bread, you can put some raisins. Those are golden raisins. You can put some almond, sliced almond or slivered almond. And then we do the mixture for the bread and butter pudding. And I have 2 egg yolks and 2 eggs here. Vanilla, 1/4 of a cup of sugar in there, mixing it. That's it. And then I can add, I think I have 1/3 of a cup of, 1/4 of a cup of cream here, and the rest is milk. You can have more cream, all milk, question of choice. What I want to check here is this. And I think before we continue with that, we have to wait until it reduced enough. You can see that it's still boiling gently, but then my lemon zest are transparent. Thick. And what I want to do, now they are cooked enough, is to mix some milk in there. Some of my milk. Okay. I'm going to put that into my base here. The rest of the milk. And that's about all there is to it. I will pour that on top. That's it. And now I'm going to put it into the oven about 375 for 30-35 minutes. And now that's it, my bread and butter pudding. It's served, room temperature. It's great. A little dusting of powdered sugar on top of it. You want to fill that with a nice tablespoon of sour cream. And that's all there is to it. The bread and butter pudding. Chocolate mousse now. I'm going to start by whipping the cream, a couple of tablespoons of sugar here. And that has to whip. And now the egg yolk. I have 4 egg yolk. 4 egg yolk here. About a quarter of a cup of sugar. The egg yolk. And we have to start mixing this to do what we call a bon mixture. This has to whip for about 2-3 minutes on the heat like that until it really gets fluffy and thick. The cream now is whipped enough to incorporate into the mousse. I don't want it to whip. This now. And this is about fine here. Okay, so we have our mixture here. I have this, I have chocolate. The chocolate is melted. I melted it in the microwave oven. And we're going to flavor it with a little bit of Grand Marnier. Grand Marnier and chocolate goes well. A little bit in there, a couple of tablespoons at the most. Then the chocolate. This is the classic chocolate mousse that we used to do at the Pavilion in New York when I work at the Pavilion. So again, the mixture there. And finally, the whipped cream. I will keep a little bit of it. You can finish mixing it with your rubber spatula. And that's about it. You want to cool that off now before you can put it into your finish, your serving dishes. Okay, so you can place it, actually you can put it in a beautiful crystal bowl and let it cool off in there. Otherwise you can put that like that at the last moment. Smooth it out a little bit and decorate with whipped cream, as I'm going to do here. Can always finish it up with a little bit of crystallized violet on top. Give it a certain cachet, you know. Okay. And that's it. Can enjoy that with a little glass of port wine. Would be really delicious. And here it is, the chocolate mousse. Pudding, les desserts, pastry, whatever you call it, everyone loves dessert, from homey to fancy. It's worth taking the time for your family and friends. Happy cooking! Happy cooking!